was just allowed to just hyper expand. Which obviously in the previous 2 games he was not allowed to do. Drewbie kept consistent pressure, heavy pressure at that, and obviously he kind of slacked off in game number 4. So we'll see if he can pick up the pace here and get things done, because he is on the hill. He only has to win this game, and we'll be heading over to the other match. So without further ado, obviously Drewbie starting in the top right, Spanishiwa spawning in the bottom left, and we're going to get this game rolling. So
yeah, both of these guys just kind of, Spanishiwa obviously, took advantage last game of his distance, but Drewbie, Zelnaga obviously can be a shorter distance. I mean, obviously, since you don't have any Protoss players, you don't have these crazy choke points with force fields and stuff, but it's going to be. I'm kind of waiting for Drewbie to do that, just the same thing he did in games 1 through 3 with like some really early aggression and just try and overwhelm Spanishiwa before he gets too big again. Because, I mean, as we saw last time, you let Spanishiwa get to late game with the money that he needs, and there's no stopping him. I don't care what you do. So, gonna see what happens. I wonder if, actually, I'm kind of curious to see Drewbie, obviously, I'm going to be curious to see if he does that 1 Rex fast expand again like he's done in the previous 4, or if he tries something different this time based on the map choice. That's probably my number 1 question on my mind right now, but we'll find out very shortly. We're going to see
a second Rax here pop down. He did save 150. Drone going to come in here, and he actually can't. Wow, Spanishiwa blocks it, so that's going to waste a little bit of time for Drewbie. And Drewbie just going to go ahead and send that one out, build it down at the bottom of the ramp. And nope, he's going to move it, keep moving it. There we go, finally going to be putting it down. But this is going to be a little bit late.
Yeah, Spanishiwa acting, slowing down that, the barracks wall in there, so he's 1 Marine. I mean, he might just go for lots of Marine. We'll find out in a minute, but that little delay might help Spanishiwa out just enough if he does choose to go with this 2 racks and just keep churning out units. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Spanishiwa once again going for the same thing he's been doing every other game. No reason to change it in his mind. It's his style, so see what Drewbie pulls with the 2 Raxes. First time he's actually done this, so it'll be a little bit different. Obviously not choosing to go for that early economy, but instead just going to, 1 more Marine. He's going to keep churning out Marines and see what he can do here. And against Spanishiwa with his style, obviously the spawning pool's done this time, so it's not going to be, like, ridiculously effective, but going to try and do something here with this bunker. Actually going to be able to finish it.
Wow, he's actually going to finish this. He's actually putting down another one. Oh my god, drone's coming down from the line. Going to try to stop this. Lings are on the way. No, what the? He's going to try to intercept the Marines. 1 bunker has finished. Spinecrawler now going down. And I think Drewbie has had enough. He's going to load this up and obviously just kind of chain it. More Marines should be inbound. And this is not looking good at all. 2nd bunker going to be finished here shortly as well. There is a 3rd SCV here. That has been taken out. Unfortunately, the 2nd one has finished. The 1st one is still sitting down there. Spinecrawler going to try to move in here as soon as he can, but unfortunately, oh my god. 2
that hurt.
Coming down. Now the Queen coming off the ramp. This is not looking good at all for Spanishiwa. I hate to see it end like this, but unfortunately it may end like this. 2nd Queen is out. And this is the problem with having a hatch down, especially with this type of play that Drewbie is playing out and not wanting to adapt to it. 2 queens down. He's going to try to build up enough energy for transfusion. Unfortunately, there's getting to be so many Marines down here. Spinecrawler's trying to hold the line. If he can just take, he's trying to take this 1 Spinecrawler down. That would be a waste of 100 minerals. If he can keep it going, there's the 1 spawn's going to try to get the Lings coming now. Loading up the bunker. Going to try to keep this supplied up in terms of health. And Marine's going to continue to just transfer around, move around. There's the transfusion onto the Spinecrawler. Going to try to keep it alive. But again, time is not on the side of, oh my goodness, another transfuse. If he can just buy enough time to get more units out, Spanishiwa could pull through this. There goes a Queen, though, unfortunately. And now these bunkers being taken out 1 at a time, or trying to be at least, as 2 Spinecrawlers working independently. And I'm really kind of shocked that he hasn't moved this other Spinecrawler over just a little bit so they can focus fire 1 down, because 1 SCV is going to be able to repair through 1 Spinecrawler. Marine's again going to go for this one, and this one's so low there's not enough transfuse energy left. That one gets taken out, And this is going to be pretty much bad news bears for Spanishiwa. I don't see him getting back out of this. He's putting down a roach warren, going to try to get some mineral. He's got obviously 400 minerals with 192 gas saved up. So going to try to get some roaches out. He's got 5 on the way. I don't think that's going to be enough, though, as more Marines are making a beeline for Spanishiwa's base. In the meantime, more racks is going down for Drewbie. Secondary command center going out as well. Double gas has been capped, and Drewbie making pretty much a beeline for tech right now as 6 roaches are on the way, but the hatchery's been taken. This is stalled Spanishiwa's build for the time being. He's actually going to try to counterattack, but there's a lot of Marines here, and roaches are not going to be able to take this down.
Yeah, that was just one heck of an engagement there for Drewbie. I mean, taking down that hatch disrupts Spanishiwa's build so much. There's just... I mean, obviously, he got the roach warren out. You know, he held it off for now, but that, you know, it's just going to set him back on larva. It's going to set him back on just countless things, really. I mean, he's really going to have to pull something crazy if he wants to win here. Unfortunately for Spanishiwa. So
while this is going on, Raven, can you confirm or deny if we're going to actually be casting Hanshi versus Cat's game? I got a lot of people getting a lot of mixed info right now in chat, so sorry.
Yeah, I will find out. Well, as far as I know it is, but yeah, I'll check.
I appreciate it, thanks. Alright, so Roach is going to continue to move up here one at a time. Unfortunately, I don't know why Spanishiwa was doing that, but obviously getting a little bit flustered here, and or frustrated, however you want to take it. Double queen being cranked out of the main hatchery. Obviously, this expansion hatchery trying to get re-established. But now a Marauder in the mix with the Marines. That's going to be a lot to deal with. Stimpack halfway done. More Marauders on the way, along with 2 reactors and a factory. So Drewbie just going to continue to tech up. Ling's actually going to be going around, going to try to make a beeline for Drewbie's base, going to try to do at least some economical damage. Obviously, this wall is here, and that is not going to be good news. Marauder's going to be making a backtrack, going to try to stop, and they are in them. Oh, and Spanishiwa hesitates. Oh my goodness, what could have been? And going to try to get the expansion line, but cannot do it. What could have been if he had actually pushed through? There was a moment of hesitation where he went back towards the Marauders, and that actually allowed the supply depots to be put back up. Oh my goodness.
Sounds like that moment I stepped away, I just missed like ridiculously crazy.
Lag, hesitation, I don't care. It was that split second of difference that could have actually probably done a lot of damage to Drewbie. And again, he's going to try to go for it, sneaking around the back, and get that zone watch tower. Maybe real quick, take a quick peek, and then go. And we may actually see a flank attack. But yeah, we're going to see a pinch coming in here, but Spanishiwa is going to have to set this up right, and he's running out of running room to do so. There goes the flank. There we go. Very nicely done. Going to get that nice pinch, and these Marines are going to go down. Marauders taken out as well, and Marines running for the life. Stimpack wears off, and that is going to be the end of that push. So nicely done by Spanishiwa to buy himself some more time.
Yeah, I mean, the more time he buys, the more likely it is that he can get 100% back into this game. So, I mean, this is definitely looking better for him than it was just right before I left, actually. So it's kind of... I always like it when these series get pushed to the limit, so it's always nice to see it come back like that. So we'll see what happens here. But Spanishiwa definitely getting the opportunity to get his momentum back a little bit here. So, going to see what he can do with it. I mean... actually moving some banelings right there at the back door by the natural. Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
Because here's the thing: you really have. Drewbie's actually kind of pinched himself off from really being able to move around.
There's
people down. Lings are gonna try to hold this off, trying to get the split, but unfortunately, concussive shell is done, and that's gonna slow these banelings down just enough to take them down.
Oh, that helped him quite a bit there. I mean, he did get 2 into the mineral line. I didn't see how many SCVs he managed to kill, but he did disrupt mining there.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the trade-off at all. So, good plan on paper, but unfortunately just didn't have anything else to keep. The main problem was he couldn't keep the Marines and Marauders busy long enough to actually do anything to the mineral line. The Lings were just overwhelmed. So going to be moving down here with 2 medevacs now. looking like we're going to see 25 Marines with 6 Marauders. 8 Banglings are in the works, 10 more on the way, along with 2 Zerglings with 2 Roaches. He's going to be able to clean up the Marines pretty easily, but we'll see if Creep fades apart. No. And again, falling back a little bit, trying to get in here. There goes the Marines, not being able to take down quite enough of them, as most of the force does survive. It was split in 2. More Banglings morphing in. Going to try to buy some time with the Queens. There's not enough for transfusion, unfortunately. So 1 Queen getting taken down. 2nd Queen on the buffet line of sorts as Drewbie just continues to go through it.
Yeah, Drewbie obviously going to have to pull back there at this point. Doesn't quite have enough to finish that right there. But definitely, I mean, if he had Bangling speed, that probably would have turned out a lot differently. But obviously, you know, I mean, you combine Concussive Shell with the fact that Drewbie's obviously pretty decent with his running away as micro, so
yeah, Bangling's actually
didn't do the damage he needed.
Trying to go for the time. Unfortunately, there is a barracks there that's going to cut that off. So this is not going to happen.
Yeah, Drewbie not going to fall for that one twice. He was like, oh, he came in once, not going to let him do it again. So yeah, they're rerouting around because obviously they realize they can't walk through the barracks. So
yeah, Drewbie now going for the gold. Command center already in the works. And 10 Lings along with 6 Banglings in production. Level 2 armor on the way. 3 Spine Crawlers going down. And Bangling's actually sneaking up through the back. So he does know that the gold rocks have been exposed. And we'll see what he does with this. Marine's actually out in the open. Going to be splitting the Banglings. There's the preemptive stem.
If only he had speed. That is killing these Banglings right now. They need to be faster if he wants to be able to cast these stemmed units.
Oh, look at this, going up through what would be Spanishiwa's 3rd, and going to be busting down the rocks for him, and just going to cut it right up the middle. And this is not going to be good. Spine Crawlers have not burrowed in. They're actually not even close to being done. If a stim pack happened right now, which it probably will here any second, there goes the Lings. There's the stim pack, and he's taking down the mine. Oh my goodness, if the Banglings can get to the front of the pack, though, this is why Zerglings are not necessarily a good idea. Oh my god! Zerglings trying to make a surround. Unfortunately, the Banglings just could not get into the front of the pack like they needed to. That would have been amazing.
Oh, that was the opportunity he had with those Banelings, but unfortunately, like you said, the Zerglings got in the way, and Drew was able to get enough of his army away and kill off enough of the Banelings that they weren't nearly as effective as they could have been. Natural going down here, Drewbie just going to be like, all right, I'm just going to pick up and run away if you're going to try and kill me again, but that's the only downside. Now, since his queens are mostly dead, I mean, there's nothing he can do if he just picks them up in the Midovax and just run away and come back. So,
yeah, speaking of the Bangling speed, it is almost done, but he's wasted so many Banglings now that it almost doesn't make it worth it. 4 mules now dropping in for Drewbie, and there's the GG.
Just GGs.
Drewbie will take this 4-1, and we're going to try to get into, I believe we do have Cats versus Hashi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
something's changed.
From what I've been told, that is the case. I did ask when you told me to, and he said that they were still, as long as Cats is here, and obviously Cats just left that game, so he is here. We will be going into Cats and Hashi.